we're gonna do single hand collar grab defense, bent wrist. So this move is a pulling move, so my opponent is pulling on me. Not only is it a bent arm move, but he's also got a bent wrist here. He's really pulling me almost up into his face, okay? So anytime my opponent has one hand on me, I've got to be very concerned what his second hand is doing. If he threatens the punch at all, I need to close the gap to T position for hip curl, okay? If he's not threatening the punch, then I'm okay to do the move. So, punch protection, I've got to find my base. So if he's pulling on me, I need to create some opposite force here by just leaning back. So I can step this foot in and just lean back onto my back leg here to stop him from pulling. Okay. Once he stops pulling on me, now I'm free to do the move. So I'm going to take the hand here, and when I grab the hand, I want to make sure I'm not grabbing with my thumbs. That's a weaker way to grab. So instead, I'm going to be pinching fingers to palm. I'm going to grab the meaty part of his hands, so his thumb, and we'll just take this off, and this muscle on the back side of the hand. Okay, so we're grabbing right here like this. So when we do this, his thumb is exposed here. That one's free to grab. When I grab the other side of his hand, it's wrapped up in my gi. So I'm just going to grab over top of my gi here. So first step is I want to just twist his wrist. And when I do that, I should see a little bit of a drop in his shoulder. If I don't see that drop in the shoulder, then I'm not twisting it enough. Okay? It's important that we get that shoulder to drop because we're loading all of his weight onto this foot. Okay? I want to take as much weight off of this side as possible. I'm loading up that leg so that at the very end I can trip him and take him down. Okay? So I want to see a little dip in that shoulder, even if it's just very slight. That's all I need. Okay? So from here I'm just going to do the little teapot move, and you can see how much more it makes that shoulder dip. Okay? And so just so you can see from the front, all I'm doing here is I'm just turning my body. I'm just crouching to the side here. I'm not twisting my body. I'm just twisting the wrist and then leaning to the side. So, 1, 2. Okay. You can see that loads up that leg. And really, if we do these two steps correctly, a lot of times I can take them down straight from there without even having to put the leg trip in. If I skip that first step, if I don't get the shoulder to dip right here, you'll see that if I teapot here, it just doesn't put a lot of pressure on. So we've got to take all the slack out of his wrist right here. Now when I teapot, if he still hasn't fallen there, I'm just going to open up my foot. This leg comes in and blocks. You can see that I'm just in a nice square, stable stance. And then I just continue twisting the wrist, and I'm going to lean forward. Okay. So, a couple more times here, then we'll look at it from a different angle. Okay. Punch defense, find your base, grab fingers to palm, twist until we see the shoulder dip, teapot. If he still isn't down, I'm going to open that foot up, step in, continue to twist and lean, bending at the hips. Okay. So from another side, punch block, find your base, grab the wrist, twist. You can see how I just grabbed that over top the material here. Whether it's a gi lapel or a t-shirt, this side's going to be covered. So we don't want to try and grab underneath. A lot of times people do. We can just go right over top. And we're kind of entrapping his hand in that material. So twist, teapot, open the foot, step through, continue turning, And like most of our self-defense moves, we're bending at the hips to get that last little bit of pressure. So just a couple times, kind of full speed here, blocking. Okay, when he's not punching, got my base. So you can see it doesn't need to be fast. When we go fast, we tend to lose our two important steps, which are twisting the wrist and teapotting. So none of these self-defense moves have to be fast. Here. And that's full speed. So that's as fast as you should go on it. One more time here. Single hand collar grab defense, bent wrist.